Hey everybody, so today I'm here with 3 prom looks. I thought it over and I decided that prom really had just 3 different styles. You've got your sleek, elegant, sexy evening dress kind of look. You've got your princess ball gown. And then you've got your funky, not really sure what category to put this in dress that sometimes people pull out. And sometimes it works, sometimes you're just like, what? So in this tutorial, you're going to get to see how I created all 3. You're going to get to see the classic look, which is what I'm wearing now. You're going to get to see the princess look, and you're going to get to see the very funky, very colorful, very bright and out there look that I would imagine would go with very colorful, very bright and out there dresses. Of course, you can tailor these looks to any dress, to any, look that you're going for. You do not have to do this exactly like I've laid it out. This would be my recommendation. It was requested by a viewer, thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, so let's get started. Okay, so a couple of pointers before we get started with the makeup. One thing you're going to want to do is make sure and do your eyebrows, or if you get your eyebrows professionally waxed, do that at least 2 days before your prom or your homecoming, whatever formal event that you're getting ready for. You don't want to have really red spots where you've done your eyebrows, so make sure and do those a couple of days in advance. The second thing is get plenty of sleep before your event. You're going to be taking a lot of pictures, especially if this is prom, especially if this is homecoming, and you want to make sure to look radiant. Third thing, and then we'll get started with the makeup, is, okay, I lied. Third thing, make sure that your foundation and your concealer don't have SPF in them. If you use like the Revlon Photo Ready, that's one thing, because that is specifically formulated to not bounce back in flash photography. But if you use like your typical foundation and concealer that has SPF in it, it's going to reflect the light and make you look very washed out and very pale, and that's not something you want when you're taking your prom pictures. The last thing, wash your face before you apply your prom makeup. You do not want to put makeup on your face when you've been, like, I don't know about all of you guys, but I know like my prom was always on a Friday. So I'd go to school in the morning and then after school get ready and have prom that night. Now our homecomings were on Saturday, so I didn't ever have a face full of makeup for homecoming. But our proms were usually on a Friday, and so we had to go to school in the morning, and then we'd have a, if you wear makeup to school, you don't want to put more makeup on top of the makeup you've already got. Plus, if you've been out running around, because I know how hectic prom can be, if you've been out running around, you've got all of the dirt and oils from the day on your face, and you don't want to pack more makeup on top of that. So be sure and wash your face before you apply your makeup. Alright, so now on to the makeup. I'm off my soapbox. Okay, so of course I'm going to start out with my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. You want to go with a slightly heavier base unless you get super oily. The reason you want to go with a slightly heavier base, it's going to help your makeup last longer. Now you can just use the Revlon Photo Ready base that I've got right here, and that works just as well. I love it, obviously, because it's empty. But I'm going to go ahead and use my Magic Perfecting Base. On just a cotton swab, and then I'm going to dot that all over my face. Okay, and then taking my clean fingers. Okay, So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Urban Decay Primer Potion and we're going to apply that all over our eyelid and up into our eyebrows. Also, if you wear contacts, you want to make sure and put those in before you start your makeup. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Wet n Wild Vanity palette, and I'm just going to take just a pencil brush. This is kind of a stiff pencil brush, and I'm going to take that lighter brown color, and I'm just going to work that a little bit above my crease. What this is going to do is it's going to help your eyes look more open and help them stand out more in your pictures. Then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend that out. This look is going to require a lot of blending, so keep this brush handy. Okay. Then I'm going to take a flat shader brush and I'm going to take this lightest matte color and I'm going to use that as a brow highlight and also do that on my eyelid itself. Just pat that on there. You can work it up into the crease color a little bit. Now I'm going to take my pencil brush again and I'm going to take this darkest matte brown color. I'm going to take that and I'm going to place that in the outer corner of my eyes. I'm just going to work that all the way up and into the deepest part of my crease. You want to kind of check and make sure that they're even, just because you don't want to get too heavy-handed on one side and too light on the other. So now we're going to take our blending brush again, and because we're working lightest to darkest, we don't really need to wipe it off. And we're just going to blend out all the harsh edges. We're just going to kind of smoke this out a little bit. So now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add our final color to that outer corner, which is this matte black. This is from the Greed palette. And we're just going to take that matte black right there, and we're going to put that on our pencil brush. And we're just going to very lightly put that in the outer V type of shape. Now we put the brown on as a base to help us blend out the black. It's going to do double duty. It's going to help keep the black really dark on the outer corner, and it's going to give us something dark-ish to blend the black into. So we're just going to blend that out right there. And you don't want to blend this too much up into the crease, because you want to kind of concentrate all that black dark color on the outer corner. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Greed palette again, and we're going to take this shimmery pink kind of color right here, and we're going to place that on our eyelids. And you're just going to blend that all over the lid and up towards the crease. And see how it just kind of makes your eyes look more open, makes them look, you know, wider and refreshed. One thing, if you're worried about making your eyes look smaller, then just do the black in a smaller area. If you feel like you have small eyes and you're worried about making your small eyes look even smaller, make sure to only concentrate on the outer corner. You don't want to get it more than a third of the way into your eyes, into your eyelid space. So then I'm just going to take my brush and blend everything out. This is, again, a very soft look, so you don't want a whole lot of harsh edges on it. Alright. So now I'm going to make sure I don't have any fallout. And then I'm going to work on my foundation. Now the foundation I'm using today is my Neutrogena Skin Clearing Foundation. You want to use a foundation that says oil free. You don't want to use a hydrating foundation because what that's going to do is it's going to make you look sweaty. But you want something that's going to help mattify your face all night because I mean you're going to be out there dancing and probably sweating a little bit, so you don't want to like completely lose all of your makeup after the first dance. So I'm going to use the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Makeup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake that up. I'm in Buff, which is number 30. I'm going to take my foundation, shake it up really good, and then I'm just going to pour a little bit of that onto, I know this foundation doesn't really pour very well, but that's what gives it great staying power, onto the back of my hand. Okay, so that's going to do two things. It's going to help warm up my foundation so that it can blend more easily into my skin, and it's going to give me a nice palette without me having to use something else or get something else dirty. So I'm just going to take, this is a Revlon foundation brush. I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to start working my foundation into my entire face in small amounts. And if you have your hair pulled back like I do, you want to try and work it into your hairline as well. Alright, and then as always we're going to take our handy dandy blending sponge and we're just going to blend all of our makeup together. If you have the beauty blender, you can use that too. I don't have that. These are really inexpensive. They're like $1 for 25 of them at Walmart. So I'm going to take my, then I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Concealer RX in Fair to Light, and I'm just going to put that on my dark circles, around my nose, anywhere that I have redness or imperfections. So I'm just going to blend everything in with my finger. Then you're going to want to go over it with your sponge as well, just to help everything blend seamlessly. So now the last thing I'm going to do is use my Rimmel Stay Matte Finishing Powder in Translucent on a big fluffy brush. This is just my Facial Secrets brush. And I'm just going to start with patting it into the areas that I applied concealer and then working it out from there. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my pencil brush again and I'm going to take that black eyeshadow and I'm going to run it under my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to take the Vanity palette and I'm going to take this buttery golden color right here. And you could have used this as a lid color, but I prefer to see it as an inner corner highlight just because I think that that golden color is going to help counteract any dark circles you may have right there, and it's also going to help make your eyes appear wider and more awake. So to keep your eyes looking big, what we're going to do is we're going to take a white eyeliner and we're going to apply that to our waterline. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our Physicians Formula eyeliner and we're going to do something a tiny bit different with the wing on this eyeliner. So I'm going to start out doing just a very thin strip against my lash line. So I did a very, well, it's not very thin, but it's pretty thin strip against my lash line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is just a spoolie. I'm going to take that and I'm going to line it up with my nose and the corner of my eye. And I'm just going to draw a line straight up. I know it looks kind of funny, but it actually works. And then what I'm going to do is take and draw a line straight down from that line I just drew up. I'm going to connect it to my upper lash line and then fill it in, so that it keeps all the heaviness on the outer corner of my eye. Now you don't have to do this big of a wing. You can tone it down, you can amp it up, whatever. The last thing we're going to do is curl our lashes and apply mascara. If you want to apply false lashes, now would be the time to do it. I, however, find false lashes vastly uncomfortable. The last thing we're going to do on the eye area, I want to fill in my brows. I feel like for such a strong eye look, you kind of need a little bit more brow definition. So I'm just going to fill them in lightly. You want to be careful with your prom stuff. You don't want to make your eyebrows too heavy, because then you run the risk of them taking over all of your pictures. And for this look, we really want the eyes to be the main focus. I'm just going to take a spoolie and run it through my eyes to help blend run it through my eyebrows to help blend everything together. Alright, the eyes are done. We're going to move on to contouring, and I'm going to use the matte brown eyeshadow that I happen to have also used for my eyebrows as my contour. I know this is kind of a weird all over kind of color. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to contour like normal. Yeah, this is a much smaller brush. It's an eyeshadow brush. But I'm just going to contour right here. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but it shows up a lot stronger on camera, so it's going to help define your face better. See, in person, it does not look that dark. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my contouring brush, and it's a little bit bigger, so I used the blending brush to help me get the product on my face, but now I'm just going to use a bigger brush to help blend it out. Just because I don't want to spend 15 days blending out my contour. Okay, now, if you feel like you need it, and some people do, what you can do is you can contour the sides of your nose. So what you're going to do is you're going to start where basically your eyebrow reaches your bridge of your nose. And you're just going to run a matte brown eyeshadow right there. And that's just going to help give your nose some definition and keep it from disappearing in pictures. And I'm just using the same blending brush to do all of this. See? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my contour brush and I'm just going to not blend up over my nose, but blend the color down my nose. So that way I get a nice defined nose bridge. If you're like me and you have a really big nose anyways, you don't really need that much definition, but it does help. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do is, of course, our lips. Now my lips are a little bit chapped, So today I'm going to be using just 2 things on my lips because I mean it's prom. Who wants to carry around their entire cosmetics case? I'm going to apply a lip liner. This is an e.l.f. lip liner in Bitter. It's this really pretty dark red kind of lip liner. So I'm just going to line and fill in my lips. And that just kind of helps balance the eyes. It's also going to help if you use a blue base like this. It's also going to help make your teeth look whiter. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to use is this Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter in Raspberry Ice. And it's again a blue based lip color. It's not super sheer, but it's not super pigmented. You can really build the color up with this to get the right intensity that you want. Alright, and that is it for our classic prom tutorial, formal tutorial, whatever you want to call it. So this look works great for those dresses that have a very classic, very elegant feel to them. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and next is going to be the princess tutorial, so stay tuned. Bye.